So I would say it's getting pretty clear, but I did mess with the filter this morning, and that did put some more green back into the water column, but you can't see all the way to the bottom, but you can at least see the fish a little more clear. So if you want to make your own at-home water filter, lava rock planter, I'd use a plastic planter base from like a shrub or whatever. This is 800 gallons of water, and so the bigger the pump, the more the water will circulate and the more it'll clean faster. The pump that I have in here is about 720 gallons per hour, or 400, maybe it's like half the volume of the actual pond volume that I have going on in here. And yes, that is a sweet potato. I'm trying to get it to where it'll vine around my waterfall, and I saw some to where they help filter out stuff too. And anyway, so it's random. I'm using biological and rock material to filter my water. The actual filter's down in here under the water, and I'll pull it out and show you the next time I do it clean. I'll do a whole video on what I did to make it, which it's really simplistic. It's literally submerge a pump. I put some 1/2-inch water line on it, and then I used a PEX coupling to connect my waterfall to my water line. So and that's pretty good for 1/2-inch connector is what I used, and that works for 1/4-inch, or no, I'm sorry, 1/2-inch diameter water hose. It actually works pretty good. Just push them both together. I didn't cinch it down with PEX or anything like that, but it connected the waterfall, and that way the waterfall will always run, and if the water volume goes beneath the waterfall, it still runs and doesn't dry out. Because I used to have the pump located in there, and now it's down here in the bottom in my bucket, and I have a filter sponge that's on top, and then the rest is lava rock. And the real thing is you want water flow into that, and then I took a piece of copper and I stuck it on top of all that so that it can also do its antimicrobial thing and help clear out the algae that's in this water. And it's getting cleaner and cleaner. Like before, you wouldn't even be able to see that planter, and it was extremely dense. I did do a water change, but it didn't really do too much in knocking that stuff back. But don't use pea gravel. Use the lava rock. It's about $8 for the bag of lava rock at Home Depot or Lowe's. And that honestly was the best filter I've used so far. But the fish are extremely happy. The water's looking great. And that filter is a cheap way of filtering out your pond water. Now, if you were to do this on a bigger scale, you're just gonna want to up all your stuff, right? Like, you're gonna have to use a bigger tote, more lava rock, maybe 2 or 3 bags. It just depends on the volume of pond that you're dealing with. But my volume of 800 gallons, I'm using about a 5-gallon size bucket. It's probably like 4 gallons, the actual size of the bucket that I've got going on in here. And yeah, it does awesome. It's when you take it out and clean it, you can take all that nastiness that's in your filter and literally put it right into your garden and just utilize every little bit of this. This is also a water reservoir for my garden and a rainwater collector, you know. So I literally will take water out of here. I'll feed my gardens and my plants. And so the biggest thing that I like making is something that's multifaceted, right? I want things to be able to get recycled and reused, and all my yard debris goes into my garden beds, you know, within reason. At some point I'm gonna have chickens, I want to, at least. The wife has been holding me back, but I get it. They are a responsibility, and I need to have a good housing unit for them, just so, because I live in the city, and I've got a fairly decent sized plot of land that they can roam around on, but they're gonna have to stay in a cage for the most of the day. You know, when I'm out here and I can let them out, that'll be the time that they get free and get to do their thing. But this pond has been really helpful, and I think every garden should have a water feature, just for the fact of you've got a reservoir of water. If the grid ever crashed or anything like this, I've got 800 gallons of potable water and a rain catch out here ready to help me out. So having a pond with fish is just another way to be ready for it to hit the fan if it ever did. And if you had to leave it, then so be it, but you can always build something like this somewhere else down the road, and it's just a good mindful thing to have when you have a garden, homestead, whatever. You're going to want to have a water reservoir, because you're going to need that water as soon as everything takes a hit. And I've got several ways of filtering water, so that's the other thing. Is like, I would recommend learning the knowledge of how to make a filter for water. Remember that activated charcoal is probably the #1 ingredient you need for purifying water. It pulls out all your toxins and bad stuff, because activated charcoal is negatively charged, and it literally, if you take activated charcoal and put it in a gas environment, it'll pull out the bad gases out of the environment. So just always keep those things in mind when you're even looking at filtration. Activated carbon is your friend. It can pull out good things too, so if you need nutrients in the water, or you need good things in the water, you want to be mindful that activated carbon can work in a negative form also by pulling out good nutrients. But in the terms of purifying water and getting water nice and clean, you know, your sand, your coarse rock, all that stuff is going to be the thing that's going to help you the most. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good one, guys, and I'll give you another update later this week.